Welcome back to the no longer fishing post-game of Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. We're gonna be cleaning up, hopefully, the final two hunts we have left besides, you know, the big one. And for this one, I believe, Relish was the petitioner for this. Yeah, the Fell Worm. So from what I've heard, talking to her triggers a blizzard. And this thing, Fafnir, is what I'm referring to, only spawns during a blizzard. But there is a sneaky trick with this, and that is that if you cross a certain area called the... Yeah, here we go. If you cross the frozen brook, the blizzard will stop. So you have to find a way to get to, where was it? I'll have to check where it is exactly. Silverflow's End, yeah. So you need to get to Silverflow's End without crossing the frozen brook. So in other words, you've got to kind of take the hard way. Yeah, that means we have to go through the icebound flow. Another way to do it is to repeatedly zone in and out of the Feywood until you get a blizzard, and then, again, don't pass through the frozen brook. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming it's that part of the Silverflow's End that we need to get to, because it's isolated and doesn't require you to go through the frozen brook. Question is, will it even appear if I'm on a Chocobo? Suppose let's dismount and find out. So, I encountered this once before, but I, well, kind of stopped because I heard that it was basically Super Boss level quality. Now, oh, there it is. Yeah, wow, that looks pretty ominous coming out of the blizzard. So yeah, that's Fafnir. So using a remedy is going to give it all of the status ailments that it's not immune to. So, oh, no available targets, okay. Got to get a little closer. Okay, there we go. It does have, reflect. Yeah, it's got like a whole bunch of statuses, so I think first thing we should do is dispel that, obviously. And then Ash has the Cloud Staff. Okay, physical attacks hit incredibly hard from it, but if I throw a remedy at it, this will give it sap and slow, which will result in a lot of damage over time. And it does also have Sleep Gar and Silence Gar, so healing is going to be useful here too. Just kind of wonder what Fran should be really doing, because apart from that item, she doesn't really have a whole lot that she can really do at this point. I mean, she could maybe try and decoy Behemoth, who I'm equipping with a shield and the, weapon that I got previously, even though this thing's immune to confusion. And Ash has the, ribbon, that's the thing. So, Behemoth is now decoyed. Oh, and Fran got silenced, so better fix that. Don't really need this item anymore. Immune silence, there we go. So the good thing about the opposite day accessory is that you can always just de-equip that whenever you don't need its effects anymore. Because Sap is likely going to last on it for quite some time. It also has Shock, which is a very powerful non-elemental magic attack, as you can see there. You just have Thundara, not Thundaga. Behemoth is kind of acting as a secondary healer here. It is actually taking some decent damage, though. And it does take a while to cast its spells, I've noticed. Of course, now we're both asleep. Of course, it's using physical attacks after using sleep. Yeah, something that I just recently rediscovered about this game is that anyone who's asleep doesn't get woken up if they're hit by magic. It's only physical attacks that wake you from sleep. Behemoth may go down if I'm not careful here, so maybe you'll be the designated item user and use an X potion. Someone might have wondered why I bought 99 X potions. It's because I just want, like, oh, they're not actually healing all that much. It's because you still have sap, but no slow anymore. Okay. I mean, I could attempt to just put slow on it manually. But it's because, like, you know, they're buyable at this point, relatively cheap, and they are decent healing when you've got, like, Reflect on your whole party or something. Okay, well, Ash is going for Courage. I just hope that it comes in time. It did come in time, that's good. Yeah, the good thing about having that Black Mage, White Mage combo is it means that Massive Magic means you also heal for a lot with, yeah, healing spells. Okay, so it's Fran is doing about 10, like 11,000 with her spells, and Ash is doing 34,000 because, yeah, Black Mages are kind of ridiculous sometimes. And yeah, it's still got Sap. That seems to last quite a while. I don't know if Sap ever wears off naturally. But yeah, overall this thing's very strong, but as long as you keep healing and putting slow on it is useful, you don't really need Sap necessarily. Well, there goes somebody. Perhaps I'll have Fran be the designated reviver, just so that Ash doesn't waste her turn. Okay, that was powerful, but now Balthia's being the designated reviver. It should be almost done. With Sap on it, we really just need to hold out until it just goes down naturally. Yeah, it gets pretty strong on low health, though. Must have some kind of critical health booster. Shock is actually fairly useful against the next hunt mark that I'm going to be going for, though. I love how fast Balthia is with Phoenix Downs. Sorry about that, my capture device cut out again. What do you have? Oh wait, that's just Quickenings. You have Shem Hazai. I just need like one really powerful hit from something. Yeah, I probably should just go for Quickenings right now. Although somebody's probably dead before the Quickenings come out. Yep, Fran did, because, yeah, every action always goes off before the Quickening animations start, so I've just got 2 people. But it's so low that this should hopefully be enough to finish it. Oh, almost. That wasn't a lot of Quickenings. I might not even get a concurrence with this. No, that barely did anything at all. I hate when things have like a sliver of health left and you know they're almost down. It's just so close.
At your best.
Okay, this Ardor might finish it. Didn't quite. Wow, it is barely holding on. Come on. Come on, just a few more good hits. There we go. Ring of the Lights. I think that was the whole point of hunting this thing. And now we need to go back, and I think she was the one who even requested this hunt to begin with, although our, I think our Chocobo is gone, so I'm going to have to get back on foot. I still love the music here. This is one of my favorite songs in the whole game. I don't know if it's one that's often talked about in the fan base or community, but I think this is a really great song. Now, it's been so long that I actually forgot why we were hunting this thing, so hopefully this will enlighten me. Well, that's actually a pretty nice conclusion to that. Assassin's Arrows, though. That's something I am definitely interested in looking at. I am assuming that's for bows. Here we go. On hit KO. Okay then, that's pretty effective, although of course it's not going to work on undead. I don't think it's going to heal undead or anything, but it probably won't do anything to them. And with that hunt completed, I think we can... Is the music here different now? Huh. I don't know if it's going to stay like that permanently. I get the feeling that if I leave and come back, it's going to go back to the sad music. But I want to check this because it would be interesting if doing that hunt actually permanently changes the music here. Yeah, the music is back now. That's actually pretty cool. But for our next hunt, which was unlocked, I believe, after this one... Actually, is there a board listings here? I don't think so. Because I don't want to have to go all the way to the tavern if I am going to Rabanastre. Because we will have to stop at Rabanastre to accept the next hunt anyway. Because it's actually by somebody in Old Dalen's house in Lowtown. Okay, so it's an elite mark from Montblanc. That would make sense. Status available, question mark. Legends tell of a colossal beast said to appear in a great field of virgin snow. Anyone interested in learning more, I'll tell them what I know. That rhymes, but I don't know if that was intentional. And yes, as I said, Old Dalen's house in Lowtown. It's been a while since we were down there. There is an Old Dalen sprite for the Sky Pirate's Den. It requires you to have visited every single location on every map, not including one-time locations like the Dracula Laboratory. I guess we can go to Lowtown here. I don't know if I qualify for that, because I know that the Henna Mines, I'll need to go through there, but depending on what counts for that, I might get it after visiting every location in the Henna Mines, unless each individual segment of the Great Crystal counts, in which case, oh boy, that's going to be an annoying achievement to get. Speaking of Sky Pirates Den achievements though, I found out that the Bestiary one just requires you to have fought every enemy in the game once. I think actually beaten once. It doesn't require you to have unlocked the additional Bestiary lore from beating them multiple times. You just need to have every enemy registered in the Bestiary, which still means you have to find all rare game and beat every hunt boss, including Yasmat. So that's still a really tough one to get. There we go, this guy has a name. Yes, I was starting to think no one would because I completely forgotten this hunt existed. I thought I'd already done it. It's because every hunt doesn't actually have a set number. The numbers, like, actually correspond to, like, when you do them, so... I think it eventually becomes Hunt 42, and 42 was listed as XII for me, even though I think XION's supposed to be 43. So, snow-covered plain and a treacherous wood. This is the Feywood. And I do have a method of how to spawn this. Okay, so we have to find proof that this thing is real by going out and killing it so that nobody can find proof that it's real ever again, I guess. Doesn't seem to be a teleport crystal in the Feywood, so we're gonna have to go to Giravegan. Okay, Edge of Reason, Icefield of Clearsight. Okay, so I think here's how this works. There is I've turned everyone's gambits off because there's a very specific enemy in here that I want to kill. There's a Giraveganus, and from what I've read online, the best way to spawn Behemoth King is to kill only the Giraveganus on this screen. There it is. Oh, weak to Holy, that's useful. So I'm going to go ahead and just... That thing died easier than I thought it would. Okay, so Giraveganus is down, and then you apparently have to kill everything on the next screen. And then come back in here, and the Behemoth King should spawn in place of the Giraveganus. But apparently there are a lot of enemies on this screen, and they often respawn, so that's kind of a thing. Also, you guys are weak to ice. Yeah, I should probably put, so I've got a Gambit on Ashe right now. I should set that to Ice Weak, actually. For foe nearest visible shock, that's because the Behemoth King has no weaknesses, and it takes 50% damage from every element, and it's immune to all statuses. So it's pretty much just a test of raw skill. No weaknesses, nothing like that. Just non-elemental attacks are the best way to go here. And Shock is the fastest non-elemental attack, even though Scathe and Scourge do more damage. Also, everybody has bubble belts for this, because this thing's basic attacks can inflict disease, and I just wanted as much insurance against that as possible. Okay, so if I go into where the Gear of Vaganus was... No, the Gear of Vaganus is still there. Oh, right, these things. I remember these things being quite a pain. I'm strong enough for them now, but, like, yeah, the first time you visit the Feywild, these things are incredibly dangerous. You apparently don't have to kill them to get the Behemoth to spawn, though. I don't see any other enemies. That might mean I made it spawn. Where are you, giant Behemoth of Death? I don't want to... Oh, there it is! Hi there! Yeah, I had a feeling it would just suddenly jump me. So there it is. Okay, Behemoth King Ashe is too far away, so Varn is going to go for a Dispel Mote, because I want to get rid of its stuff, like, immediately. Okay, stuff is dispelled. So, apparently, like, the main thing, like, the main source of damage against this guy is just, like, Masamune and, just powerful weapons. It is, like, level 70, though, and again, like, immune to all status, so it's pretty much just buffs. Ashe, has her wrong Gambit set on, because, yeah, of course she does. Is Barsh set to... Oh yeah, he's not set to Esuna people, he's set to use Chronos Tears, because this thing can inflict Stop. I could use Stop immunity, but I decided that I would rather focus on Bubble Sloga. So yeah, despite this thing's appearance, it actually is like a very dangerous magic user. That's pretty much its main gimmick. Oh, right, it does resist Excalibur, so maybe a better weapon for you would be Ragnarok, because that's non-elemental. Yeah, Ragnarok's doing way more. And yeah, Ashe's Shock is doing like about 800. Oh, there's Ardor. Yeah, I'm used to that being mine because of Fran, but no, this thing can cast it. Yeah, it has a... Oh, okay, it's immune to physical damage now. So, there is a very weird trick that you can do here. I get the feeling, though, that Ashe is going to die before she gets a chance to actually do this. So let me just try... Curaja first. So, apparently... if you cast Arise on the Behemoth King twice, while it has this physical barrier, of course got stopped. Thankfully Varn has a Gambit to use Chronos Tears. If you cast Arise on this thing, holy, okay, who is... Somebody needs a white mask. I think Ashe is the only one who can equip that. So let's get that off Pinello. But yeah, apparently if you cast Arise twice on it, while it has the physical barrier up, then it will drop the physical barrier and switch to a magic barrier. I'm not sure why it does this, but that's apparently what happens. Yeah, there we go, a magic shield forms around Behemoth King. Behemoth King is immune to magic. I guess, mate, like, I have two theories as to why this happens. The first is that this is a debug trick that the developers left in the game for some reason. Like, it was a way of testing the barriers and, like, testing the barriers switching. My other theory was that, like, maybe the Behemoth is like, oh, okay, a Rise could potentially heal me, so I'm gonna drop my magic barrier so that it has a chance to heal me. But yes, now it's casting Ardor. We are presumably going to take massive damage from this. Yes, it has an insanely large amount of health and no elemental weaknesses, so like as you can see, this is really just a gradually chip it down and stay alive kind of battle, so this will probably take a while. Fafnir can at least cast Hasker. I feel like our overall damage output is actually a little better with a full-on physical party than with Ashe, actually. It does eventually get a counter plus ability when it's on low health, from what I've read. Okay, right. It has... Let me just quickly switch Balthier out of the party and go back to Ashe, because its barrier's gone back up, so now Ashe... Arise again. And I think I'll immediately cue a second Arise. Perhaps fleeing a little bit and then regrouping and healing might be for the best. No, it wouldn't be. It's fully healed itself. Crap! Yeah, Genji Gloves Masamune is definitely doing a lot more DPS to this thing than I was doing before. So at this point, it's really just wail on it with Barsh and Vaan while Penelo just heals. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use a Dispel mode. I don't really want to use Berserk here because, oh, it's immune to magic, isn't it? Right now. That kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't want to use Berserk here because I need Vaan and Barsh to potentially be able to use Chronos Tears. Like that. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that if everyone was Berserked. Okay, no longer immune to magic. In that case, I can hopefully dispel it with a Dispel mode. Dispel mode while Penelo gets set on double arising it. Yeah, it seems to be just Arise that does this, not Raise. And let's cue the second one. Don't die, Penelo, please. Yeah, there you go, no longer immune to physical damage. Now Penelo can go ahead and heal as much as she wants, although her MP is getting incredibly low, so... Preemptively, I think preemptively Barsh restore her MP right now. Yeah, just using Elixir, I have plenty of these. There we go, that's good. It's still got a way to go. At least Haste goes a lot of the way to mitigate the damage from, like, slow. Okay, you know what, I'm going to use a Mega Elixir with Vaan here just to restore his health and get Penelo's MP up in one go. Wait a minute, why is Penelo's health still low? Huh. I mean, MP. Why is Penelo's MP still low? It's kind of weird. Maybe she was out of range of the Mega Elixir? I guess she was. Yeah, you may have noticed the counter there. It can counterattack at this point, randomly when it gets hit. I like Penelo being perma-hasted, but at the same time, it might also be useful to give her the Turtle Shell Choker so that she can cast with Gil rather than MP, because given how often she's running out of MP, that may actually help. So close. I very much appreciate it wasting most of its time using using Sloga instead of actually attacking. I actually really need to restock my Phoenix Downs. And quickening time, there we go. Okay, 10 hits. I'm probably going to get some concurrence here. Let's see which one I get. Oh, Arc Blast is one of the stronger ones, so this should hopefully finish it. There we go. Always, well, you don't always love to hear that chain broken sound effect, but when it's for a hunt monster, it usually signifies that it's dead, and, okay, yeah, that. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I'm saying this, but I don't like that hunt. The fact that it has no weakness and, no vulnerability to status. Do I seriously have to go to the trouble of summoning Belias just to open that gate? But yeah, the fact that it has, like, no status vulnerabilities, no weaknesses, like, nothing, just a lot of health and just heavily resistant to everything, it just means that you just basically just have to sit there, put fast mode on, and just wail on it for ages. There really isn't a lot of strategy to that fight. Like, I've heard that some people have cheesed that fight by, you should charge and then you should arise Ash and then she can summon. I've heard that some people can cheese that fight by using, like, decoy and then standing behind a rock, so that, like, it just gets stuck and really can't use its melee attacks. And if that's what passes for the best, like, you know, strategy in that fight, then yeah, I don't really think that's a great fight. It's not even particularly interesting in what it does. Like, I think what it's kind of supposed to do in terms of its gimmick is that it alternates every 2 minutes between being immune to physical and being immune to magic. But, maybe I could have just touched the gate the whole time. But if you know the Arise trick to stop that, then it's really just wailing on it with physical attacks, since, you know, being immune to magic means there's not much else you can really do. But anyway, enough complaining about that. With that hunt complete, that should be every hunt besides the even more tedious one. Oh, I don't think I've actually seen that before. Teleporting will dismiss Esper. Yes, the legends were true. It was an incredibly tedious and not all that interesting enemy. Oh, okay, right. I remember this now. but we only get a tiny amount of money and alcohol from that, which is actually kind of sad. It implies certain things about that man, but in order to claim the true reward from this quest, you need to go to Mount Bur Omises and find a great stone dragon head in the wall. The strange part is, I remember doing this in my first playthrough of this game in the PS2 version. So maybe I did beat the Behemoth King there. Yeah, this is the stone worm. It juts out ominously, ripe for the striking. Okay. Huh. That's weird. Unless you have to be unarmed? Huh, I guess you have to be unarmed. And that gives us a whole lot of gil and the Rod of Faith. I forget who can actually use that on... Yeah, Ash and Penelo, as I expected. So, on hit Faith, that means, like, the target that it hits. So you actually have to smack yourself or an ally with this to give them Faith status. But I guess if you want to give people Faith status without MP, or if somebody's confused and, you want them to just, you know, make the most of whacking their allies, then you can do that. It's kind of a weird thing. When I was younger, I used to think that equipping that gave you Faith, but no. Then it would say equip Faith, not on hit Faith. But that completes that hunt, and if we check our clan primer, there is something new in the Sky Pirate's Den. Oh, actually two things. Fafnir for defeating Fafnir, and the Behemoth King for defeating the Behemoth King. Lord of the Kings, that's kind of a funny reference. And I just noticed that I don't actually have... There should be like a magic crystal right below Behemoth King for having every magic. So there must be some spells I don't have yet. Maybe there's like... Maybe some of them are in the Henna Mines, which is where we'll be going to next. So I will see you all next time for hopefully progress there. I hope I'm the right level. See you all then.